So we start.
Right, yeah, no, it should be as it is.
What's happening?
Has the audio... is this still going to have the shitty audio delay, though?
I don't know.
Are we live?
Okay,
We're now live.
Okay.
start again.
Well, hello everyone once again to the eighth episode of the 8BritGameChat. This historic episode where absolutely nothing will go wrong with every single member of 8Brit Gaming.
This isn't the first and only episode 8.
Yeah, very true. Very true. That one's lost to the archives. I am your host, Tom Powter, and roll call Javid Rahman, Adam Bennett minus a blazer, Tom Roach, and Matt Stevens.
Who doesn't fuck up?
Yeah. Yes, that's true. You're the credited tech guy on Twitter. You put that there yourself.
I know.
So if there's more technical issues, it's all on your head.
I know it's on my head. I'm
So
aware.
we are going to kick things off with some news pieces. As always, we've got a pretty hefty first topic coming up, which might be a little controversial. Javid's evil grin there as he prepares to tear Bennett a new one. But so we'll start with some
Very
news.
unbiased
We'll
of
start
you,
with some-
moderator.
I'm not the moderator.
Do we have a moderator?
No, he's not here yet. You have a Squirtle next to you.
Oh, I've got Dragonite, bitch.
Yeah, true.
And we've got
Both
Babe.
owned by Nintendo, though. So anyway, yeah. So the first news piece we'll talk about then is for those PC gamers out there, WoW tokens. Now these are essentially ways of getting in, kind of buying new game time. One WoW token will buy you 30 days worth of game time, and they're currently going live in America tomorrow. And they're $20 per WoW token, or you can buy them in-game for 30,000 gold on the auction house. That number is being set by Blizzard, but then it'll be up to the community to change it based on supply and demand. So what do you guys kind of think about this?
It's a good idea. I think they've set it up just to try and get over the illegal, out-of-game rules,
Definitely,
gold
yeah.
trading, which a lot of other games have had problems with, and obviously
WoW's have massive problems.
well, yeah, because they've
in
had
the
no way of
past.
controlling
Yeah.
it. But now, obviously, if they can get past people mining gold and then selling it for, like, last time I looked, 500 gold cost you as little as a couple of quid. So if they can somehow, let's say, $20 will buy you a token, and then a token will go for 30,000 gold or whatever.
Yeah.
that'll-
The way they would PR spin it is that it's a way of rewarding the hardcore players who work in game and get that money.
Yeah.
But just as a sort of wider point, it is mental, isn't it? How much World of Warcraft costs?
Yeah.
Like the ways they find of rinsing every penny out of.
I've probably,
Oh, yeah.
I've probably spent about over £100 on World of Warcraft to date.
Well, are you still?
I'm not.
active?
I'm not.
You
I'm
might-
not
I
active
reckon you
now.
spent more than that.
I might
Just
have.
on membership,
Yeah.
just
I might
on
have.
monthly.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. On,
Yeah.
on
I've
monthly
spent more than that,
subscriptions,
right?
like
Well, it's what, £9 a month?
Yeah.
I've definitely spent more than 100.
I've never spent a penny on it. never
I
had
used to
never
play
played
it, but not.
Yeah, I've never found it addictive or anything. I
Yeah.
gave it a couple of
I
tries.
do in
but I just think
periods.
it's-
I'll play it really heavily for like a
No,
week,
see,
and then I'll just be
even if
like,
I start playing it, it's never very heavy. But with these tokens, you're actually allowed 10 in a 30-day period. That's quite a lot of game time if you manage to accrue 10. And say you accrue that just purely from in-game gold, you haven't spent anything. You're getting a lot of time.
yeah.
Can you
for nothing.
sell them back to them for
I
real
think you
money?
can. I think you can. I'm not actually entirely sure. I mean, I know you can certainly dump them back onto the auction house for whatever you want for. But so yeah, I think that's quite neat actually. And isn't it World of Warcraft that allows you to play up to level 20 for free?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so with this, this question's been asked a million times, but is any of this indicative of World of Warcraft heading towards free to play?
I wouldn't be surprised if it happens
It's a while
at some point.
Yeah.
I think it's
Long
still
way.
5 years or so.
But
But
they've got at least one more expansion.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
go.
And we
I
already
can-
saw how the Warlords of Draenor expansion just bumped the
Yeah.
subscriber numbers
Oh,
up.
good.
It
ridiculous
doesn't matter if
numbers.
it goes free to play; they'll still find a way of screwing the gamers over to get money out of them.
To be honest, it's better as a subscription model because free-to-play games, the free bit's always crap, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to pay anyway, so
Yeah, yeah.
it may as well be subscription.
And to be fair, WoW's been the most successful MMORPG for so long. It's always been pay to. It's always been pay to play. So they're clearly, in the eyes of gamers, not doing anything wrong. So
Yeah. How many subscribers? Do you know how many?
I think it went back up to almost about 10 million.
Oh
with
my
World War.
God.
And that's from a low of 6 mil after Mist of Pandaria. They went up 4 million subscribers because of the new
What was
Expansion.
it called?
expansion.
Warlords of Draenor.
Warlords of Draenor, yeah.
So it's probably dropped now.
Well played.
But-
Well played. They know their stuff.
Yeah,
they know.
it's very impressive actually.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
But if it became
Hang
free,
on, there's more people playing World of Warcraft than who've got a Wii U,
yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah, about the same.
Bearing
number.
in mind
Yeah.
trade-ins
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
insane.
That is insane.
That's rough.
if the game did become free to play, do you think? Well, how would they fund the game Otherwise, yes, they've
Well, there would
created
be hundreds of microtransactions in the game anyway.
There'd be a premium kind
Yeah.
of account where
Yeah.
you get more stuff.
They already have little microtransactions that you can do, like little extra pets you can buy, extra mounts you can buy.
Free to play would be level capped. Not obviously at 20, it'd be higher than that,
Possibly,
but
yeah,
it would be
also.
level
It
capped.
would, yeah,
There'd be
possibly.
a gold cap. You might
It
still not
may
be able to join
be.
guilds.
They may end up doing it so you can play the very original core game
So
for
60.
free.
Did anyone here play
Up to
RuneScape?
Yeah,
I
You
did,
did.
yeah.
That was good. That was good. A good
You
little free to
did
play.
not need to pay for
Yeah,
premium on
yeah.
that at all.
That was.
But when you
fine.
did,
yeah,
But
yeah.
£3 a
Console
month.
Wars.
It was
That was
£3
cool.
a month. I was prepared to pay that.
Yeah.
yeah, it's now up to World of Warcraft prices.
That's just
Is
fucking
it?
ridiculous.
Oh.
For an
I had
online
one the other
browser
day.
game, that's not worth it.
Oh.
I remember when Guild Wars 2 first came around, and everyone kind of thought it was going to be a revolution
Yeah,
of free to
yeah.
play, but World of Warcraft quality MMO.
It just
kind of
wasn't
died out,
that
didn't
good.
it? Yeah.
It's
Although
still
the first
quite big.
expansion for that's supposed to be coming out soon.
It's still quite big. I've popped on there recently, and it's there's still loads of people running around and doing stuff.
Yeah.
I think the problem that game had that most MMOs have when they come out is there's absolutely no end game when they come out.
Yeah,
And I mean, obviously there's not going to be because they're not going to
Old
have made
Republic had that bad, didn't it?
they're not going to have made stuff a year, to keep you playing for a year
Yeah.
when a game comes out. But they need to because you know what gamers are like.
And these companies always underestimate how fast these people finish these things.
yeah, they will do it in
it's
days.
done in a couple of days max always.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not the same thing, but with Destiny, they're like, this 6-player raid that's ultra hard, and then some guy comes and finishes it on his own in like 30 minutes, and they're
Yeah.
like, well, you've got nothing else to do now. So, the next bit of news, before we move on to the first topic, is Amiibo. Now, Wave 4 has just been, you're now able to pre-order Wave 4. For us, Wave 4 comes out April 24th. For the Americans, it's about the 25th of May, I don't know exactly, but it includes characters like Pac-Man, Wario, Charizard, Ness, fan favourites Robin and Lucina, and there might be someone else.
I might get Robin.
Oh, pretty much.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, because that's our news piece.
All right.
They went up for pre-order. They were up for about 15 minutes. The gamers wanting to buy them crashed the GameStop website, and when it finally returned, they were all gone. Every pre-order was gone. You can't even pre-order these Amiibo, and people are furious. Furious that Nintendo is handling the stock of the Amiibo so badly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they know they
Nintendo
are,
aren't
though.
great with stock, are they? And it's weird that they've got a product everyone wants and they refuse to make more.
Yeah. It doesn't help when Nintendo's social media team tweet things out like, what Amiibo are you hoping to get for Easter? And the comments are literally like, release some fucking Amiibo!
Yeah.
Like, we literally can't get
Oh.
anything. I really want Pac-Man. He's impossible to get.
Yeah. I really
Trawl
want
eBay,
Robin and
£45 to
Lucina.
pick him up.
Exactly, and
It's not gonna happen.
that's the result of the problem. You get these people that have managed to get their hands on them, they sell them for triple the price.
Well, it's even like when Smash came out, wasn't it? Suddenly, a new version of Smash with the adapter. That's £100 on eBay.
Yes.
And obviously people will pay it because they want
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah. I mean, I think Nintendo are on something with the Amiibo, but they're
Yeah.
not doing it right.
They need to manage
How
it
does it
better.
help Nintendo if people can't get hold of their product?
Yeah.
it's going to be a problem if they do make an Amiibo game if you can't get any damn Amiibo.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah,
a big problem.
exactly.
They need to work out what the fuck they need to do with this because they obviously don't have enough warehouses or
It's
places
probably-
where they're making them.
There's one
That's
guy
probably
who
the
probably
problem.
makes.
I
them,
reckon.
you know.
I reckon
Yeah.
it's a simple case of obviously they know it makes money, so literally as soon as a batch is done, fucking sell it.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah,
they move
I
on
mean,
to the next thing.
I was going to ask you before we moved on, do you think Nintendo's doing this on purpose? Or
No,
is it really
I
just a
don't know.
massive oversight?
They're
What would
incompetent. They're very-
why
Exactly,
they
what
do it?
would be the purpose?
There's no point in doing it in purpose.
But if they're
because
going to
people
sort
want
things
more.
out, they don't just need to up production, they need to really up production. Like,
They need
there's
to ramp
no
up.
Amiibo. Even when these new waves come out, they're gone in seconds.
It happens in every wave, so you'd have thought by now they'd have learned
Yeah.
if they were going to learn the lesson.
Yeah.
Recently,
To wait a bit longer, or just not announce it until you've made a shitload of stock already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
Yeah.
there's Amiibos I want to get that I can't get a hold of, and if the new stock comes out, I'll probably get them, and I won't get the old ones.
You won't be getting them.
Yeah, that's the
No,
point.
but
You won't
I
get
won't.
them.
But I won't.
You
I
won't
would have
go
bought
back.
all
What
of
you mean
them.
is you won't go
Yeah.
back and buy the
Yeah,
old
I
ones
would have
if you
bought
could.
the old stock and the new stock. So make it. You're onto something. Just fucking make it. You
But I don't know if you've
fucking-
been.
Sorry.
I don't know if you've been keeping up with any of this Amiibo stuff, but there's literally like a civil war amongst Nintendo fans. There's people like, I'm never going to buy one of these Amiibo now because I just can't get my hands on it.
Super Summer,
Like-
yes, this should be live.
Yes, indeed. But literally, it's just recently, Greninja and Jigglypuff went up for pre-order because they're their own separate wave for some reason somewhere. Sold out across the internet in 15 minutes.
Yep.
What are you supposed to do?
Just
Like, you can't buy them. So
It'd be interesting to see whether stores get other stock as well.
What I mean, the one amiibo that's been that has been put in production is Marth.
yeah, Marth's coming back this
we're
month,
still
I think.
waiting for it. But that's the only one they've said they're going to do
Yeah.
because that's sold out so quickly. If this is sold out even more quickly, because this is the fastest they've sold out, I think now.
Yeah, it is.
That's ridiculous.
They keep
Do you
selling
think
out
what,
faster
do you
and
think
faster.
what would be good at E3? Obviously, it's not going to happen. But if they said we know if they had like a stage show, which they don't, but
Unfortunately.
yeah. But if they said we know there's been stock problems with Amiibo, so we've and then
There's
like,
just fucking millions of them,
these curtains come back and it's this massive like cube full of Amiibo. That would be good. But
They
that
start
won't
raining
happen,
amiibo on the
obviously.
crowd.
Yeah,
Change your-
yeah,
change
yeah.
your people.
People get
My
blasted.
eye!
Oh, imagine Marth
This
in your
Marth's
eye.
like sticking out this guy's eye.
Yeah, I got my. Oh God!
Some fat nerd jumps off the top of a little stand and then into a big pile of them.
Yeah.
And then just start swimming in it. Yeah.
Do you think they're doing this? They're playing it too safe because they
Yeah, of course
think
they
they
are.
won't sell, but
course
they
they
will,
are, of
and
course
they'd
they are.
rather not make any money than make loads and then lose some because they
That's
don't sell.
fair enough on wave 1. But
Yeah.
now we're on wave 4. These things have been out since before
And
Christmas.
they've been
They know
selling
they're
like
massively
hotcakes.
popular.
The thing is, they've
Yeah.
done a lot of the most popular characters. They're not secondary characters they're moving on to, but they're not. It's not Mario or anything anymore.
It's just,
Yeah.
just Pac-Man.
No. They're still
I know what
big
you mean.
characters,
You've
but,
got people like, yeah.
But you
the
say
Fire
that,
Emblem
but the
characters.
kind of people who are going to buy
Yeah.
Amiibo characters like Robin are
They're going to buy everything.
big, and Lucina.
And it's not hard to get hold of Mario. I don't think. You
Well,
go to
yeah,
the
they
stores
Well,
across.
they made fuckloads of those.
Some of them are
iconic
very
characters.
common. Yeah, like Mario's, these Bowser's, Link's everywhere.
The
Yeah.
ones
Oh,
that they
Link,
would
what
expect.
I hate that Link
Link's
Amiibo
awful, yeah.
standing on a
Isn't it?
tower of piss.
yeah, he is.
Look.
And he's looking at the ground.
Oh,
Yeah,
could have been
Link's
so
not a good
good.
one.
Have we seen what Toon Link's going to look like? yet?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Two Link's
Two
out,
Link's
man.
out.
Two Link, you can't get him, but he's out.
Well, he's not out
He
there.
looks really good though. He does look cool.
He
does
was
look
out at one point.
cool. Yeah.
They are cool little things.
Amiibo are cool. I want to get more of them. I've so far
Yeah.
only got Bowser.
Some
Man, you've
of-
got quite a few.
Some of them look better than others, I think.
I want the new Yoshi. I really want the
The new
Woolly
Yoshi's
World
good.
Wash.
Oh, the Woolly World Yoshi. I
I
think
want
the
the
other one.
Woolly
yeah.
World Wash.
Oh, Woolly
Woolly
World
World Yoshi.
Yoshi
I really
looks
want it.
just lovely.
Yeah, Woolly World
Lovely.
Yoshi is cool. I really like the Splatoon ones as well.
Yeah,
Like the
I like
little
them.
squid looks
The
incredible.
squid is the best one of those three.
Yeah.
I like all
Squid's
three.
good.
I like all
But
three.
there is literally now going to be Amiibo for every damn series that comes out. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to is
Brilliant.
the inevitable Zelda ones that come out with the new game.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
hopefully that'll be neat. So we'll just move on then to the first topic, which I believe is yours, Javid, so I'm going to open the floor to you. It's going to be pretty lengthy.
Yeah, it's
Thanks for joining us, by the way, Bennett.
it's controversial. There's going to be some internet hate for this, but my topic is Nintendo. Where did it all go wrong?
My topic, by the way, is Javid. Where did it all go wrong? We'll come to that.
Now, obviously, as it's my topic, I will let other people speak first because I've had a chance to think about this.
Well, what we've just said about Amiibo, they're not doing it right. It's going to save them. It could save them, and they fucked it up. So that's one thing.
I didn't even start this now.
Okay. Shall I
Should we go round?
Shall I take it back to? Let's take it back to the GameCube era. Before,
No,
before
let's
video
take
games.
it all the way back.
No, we're saying
I'm
where
okay
did it
with
start
backwards
going
with
wrong?
Time, by the way.
We're saying
This
where
is
did
good.
it
This is
start
good.
going wrong?
In 1888,
Yeah.
they started making trading cards.
Yes.
That would be
Yeah.
a cool Link Amiibo. That would be a cool Link Amiibo.
Yeah, definitely. I think that
What
one of
Pokemon
their-
game did you get, Super Summer?
One of their first issues was first of all making the discs on the GameCube small.
Yes, that was
Stopped,
That's part of a deeper
limits
rooted issue.
limits.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, but that completely limited all the data they could get on, so they had slightly less powerful game system because it was smaller, whatever. Moving on, that's one of the small issues with GameCube. We're moving on from that. Wii. Weird ass controller, a bit. I still liked it. Don't get me wrong, it was fun to play with, but the controller, it wasn't a gaming system. It wasn't a gaming system. It was a toy. Yeah.
No, it wasn't some of the best games I've ever played.
I'm not.
are on the Wii.
No. I'm not saying that.
Well,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
I might be
that.
saying that later.
well, it's plainly wrong though.
Fight
Isn't it?
it
No.
It is a game system, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I
it,
argue that every game system is
yeah,
pretty much a
it's
toy.
still.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It still
Where do you
feels-
draw the line?
it's-
Kinectimals. The Xbox One
Oh,
gets away
yeah,
with being a
right.
game
I know what he
system.
means by it's a bit
What-
toy, but because Nintendo were a toy company, so they're obviously going to
Yeah.
see the fun side of things. Maybe.
It's not what
Yeah.
you'd call a gaming powerhouse.
No, of course no.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
No,
it's
that's
not.
not. I'm not. Yeah.
You got black.
Carry on.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh. Interesting
Oh, dear.
one way of putting it.
It's the diplomatic way.
Isn't it? You've got the worst Pokemon game, man.
You could have at least got Black 2.
Black 2 is great. But it's a good game. It is a good game.
But it's too late to beat.
if
Too
you-
late
if-
to backtrack now.
But
It's very
it's not good.
There are
It's
posters
not-
up already. Bennett backtracks.
Yeah.
It's not a good Pokemon.
So Black is
Okay.
a bad game,
So
and it's made by Nintendo.
yes, it is.
Oh, I know what he's getting at.
No, one of their most recent biggest issues is the fucking name of the Wii U.
Oh, dreadful. Absolutely dreadful.
It should be completely new. But yeah,
And they've repeated the problem with new 3DS.
they have.
That's an awful name.
Their naming of their consoles is probably one of their
Yeah,
biggest
no,
letdowns,
it's really bad.
and their publicity is completely dire.
Yeah, I haven't heard of PR.
I will not ever say though that their games are bad, because their games are probably one of the best things that they do. So I think
Useful
one of their
being a game,
yeah,
being a games company.
One of the things the thing that they always seem to do wrong for me is the hardware side of things. Apart from their handhelds, it's mainly their main consoles. That's their bad.
Well, no, you say main
Straight.
consoles, but are they the main consoles now? This is a side note to anything else.
That's,
I was just thinking, just because you said that, like if you look at
Home
Nintendo
consoles.
sales, their home consoles have only sold about 250
Yeah.
million. Their handhelds have sold almost 450. So when you look at that, which is their main system?
Yeah, where do they
say it's
think
the
in their
handhelds, wouldn't you?
minds? Well, are they
Where's the
thinking?
priority?
We're making most money on our 3DS. Let's focus on the 3DS.
DS as well.
DS.
GBA, GB.
Yeah, no, huge systems from a fantastic company.
Well, they're a fantastic company, Bennett.
Oh no, let's let Tom can throw in his 2 cents. Tom.
Yep.
Well,
Thanks a lot, Tom.
well, don't you think their head of PR has just like hit himself on the head with a cricket bat several times and then said, "Oh."
Maybe it's a marketing strategy.
No, I think
What, hitting himself on the head with a cricket bat?
But they just don't. They just seem
Could say
like
Nintendo on it.
it's not
Yeah.
even. What they
Ninte-
to do is it's not even like this is super smart. This is going to pay off it's just like people want this, but let's not make it.
well, that's not PR.
Yeah, but oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Good point, Matt. Good point. We'll get to that in a bit.
but they don't make anything. They don't sell anything. So they can't really moan if they're like not doing well. And
And then
then
they don't sell anything.
well, because they don't sell as much as
I like
they probably.
Matt.
He's got a good point.
It's got a
hasn't he?
wonderful point.
He does have a good
I
point.
can't-
And
It's-
Zelda going, let's delay the game.
Oh,
Just got off my
that's
screen.
again.
What's it say?
fucking delay the
Can
Can you
game.
bring this
No,
up
yeah, but
every
it's
single
connected.
So
podcast?
I'm
Lost
annoyed.
it.
And I'm not. I
Alright.
probably wouldn't even enjoy the game, but the fact like don't say 2015
No, yeah.
if you're not going to hit it, or if there's a chance you're not going to.
Every-
Yeah, that's a good
That's
point.
not-
Yeah,
that's
only
not an
Nintendo ever delay games, don't
Yeah.
they? That must be
Yeah.
a Nintendo problem.
I'm going to
That-
torpedo
that's
the
a-
PlayStation.
You really hate
Drive
that.
Club was supposed to be a launch game that
Yeah.
came out a year later.
Yeah, but we're talking about Nintendo, so let's have a go at that.
No, let's be. We're going to be consistent if we're going to do.
What we're saying is
If we're
that
going to
is
have a good debate here, we need
Yeah.
to like.
It's an
General
issue with all
problem.
games, but Nintendo have done it recently.
Yeah.
They are probably
So is
the least.
Apple.
They're probably the best for that.
I'd say they're the best.
Yeah,
So
they
they've
are the
only
best.
done it on a couple of occasions, and when it's happened, it's like Smash. Don't give a shit if they delay Smash because it'll make it a better game.
Yeah, at least with Nintendo,
Do you want to
from
do
my
the
view,
quote?
you get no. I won't do the quote. But when you hear Nintendo is delaying a game, you think, oh, that's because they're going to make it better. But when another company says they're going to delay a game, like it's everyone's default reaction to think, oh, they've found a bug. They need
Yeah,
to
you're worried, aren't you?
Yeah,
But you never
they
are
need-
with
Yeah,
Nintendo.
they need to sort some shit out there.
Yeah.
But Nintendo, you don't feel that. Although maybe it is true.
Well, if you overshoot by a year, I think that's quite bad.
Who's overshooting by?
Well, it probably won't be out till December 2016.
To be fair, they haven't said when in
Yeah.
2016
in
yet.
I
fairness,
doubt
it could
it'll
be
be
January.
early. I
Like,
doubt
I remember,
It won't
I
be- it
remember
won't be
Twilight,
January,
no, it
yeah,
won't.
Twilight Princess was delayed for over a year.
Yeah, was it worth it?
No.
Exactly.
This one looks like it could be though. If that vertical slice is anything to
I'm
go
much more hyped by this one than I was by Twilight Princess.
Yeah, this one should be really good, I think. Well, I hope so, anyway. I remember Smash Bros. Brawl being delayed catastrophically over and over and over. But, you know.
Well, that was worth it, I think.
Yeah. Exactly.
You live
Yeah.
your life. Well,
Yeah.
lived your life on Brawl.
Now I live my life on the new one.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
People had issues with, as you said, the Wii controller. Well, a lot of people smashed lights, they smashed TVs.
I don't think the
That's
Wii
just
controller,
idiocy.
I don't think it was bad at all.
The
Right.
Wii controller.
Yeah.
I actually think the way it in the nunchuck actually fit in your hands, the grooves, I thought it was actually kind of
Yeah,
I
so I've
definitely-
said this. I said this when we were talking about the controllers
Yeah.
in a couple of podcasts ago. I like how it was. I like how you could relax with it. I
Yeah.
liked how you could
Yeah.
chill out with it. It just seemed a bit.
I understand the concept. I
was a-
totally
What
get where
more
you're
sucked
going.
was
it.
games. Do you remember like Super Paper Mario? You had to hold the Wii remote
Yeah.
sideways. Like
That's
doesn't work
never
like
good.
that.
Yeah, that's never good.
Doesn't work like that.
But games like Galaxy just use it
Yeah.
so perfectly.
And what's the word? The haptics of Galaxy, where when you, how you release the Z button to do how you release a long jump is genius, and that is why it is probably my favourite game of all time.
Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
Excellent
Fair
choice. Yeah, it's up there for
You
me
prefer
as
the
well.
second one, don't you?
Yeah,
Galaxy,
I
you
would.
prefer
I would
two,
put
don't
them
I prefer the
both.
second one. Fuck off.
Yeah, you're insane if you prefer the second one.
No,
Mate.
No, I don't.
you're
I
not.
prefer the first one.
The second one is obviously technically superior, but the first
Prefer
one,
the
you
second
just don't get that same experience again with the second one.
Yeah,
I guess
No,
because
I
you
Yeah,
played
it
it.
depends
you've
which
kind
one
of
you
played
play
it
first,
before.
so it's
obviously,
difficult
yeah.
to take. But putting the emotion.
I suppose if you were playing it chronologically though,
Yeah.
like we were, Mario
yes,
Galaxy coming out first. The first one is
Yes.
far superior.
Do-
But go on, sorry.
Well, I just thinking about this. Probably everyone talks about this, but do you think they are sacrificing decent hardware to compete because they're not selling very well anyway, but they are the cheapest on the market?
We'll get back to that point very quickly. I just want to address Matt's latest point. The problem with that, Matt, is they're at the end of the day they're a company, and they have to say something. They
Yeah.
can't be like, well, we have Zelda, and it'll be out at some point.
yeah.
Well, like their Q3 and Q4 currently of 2015 are pretty barren. So originally, obviously, they'll have thought if we can get Zelda in that slot, then people there is something coming, and companies have to have that. If there's absolutely nothing coming, then people will just never consider buying anything.
Yeah. So sorry, Tom. What were you saying again?
Well, because obviously it is the cheapest console on the market,
Yep.
and people say it's a war between the
Are we
three.
forgetting the Ouya?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
But
well,
Also, does that count as this generation?
No.
But everyone
Does that
says
count as any generation?
I think that games like Smash look incredible for
Mhm.
less powerful device, but do you think that their capabilities are, because they have to do, it's got to be cost effective, we can't really sell units anyway. If we bumped up the price and made it better, people wouldn't really come to us. They would just go for Sony or Microsoft anyway. So do you think they have to go, we've got to be cheap, then we've got to sacrifice the hardware so we can make it cheap?
But by that logic, they've done that anyway, and they've only sold 10 million. So by that logic,
Yeah.
it
Well,
doesn't work.
so maybe
I
they've got
want
to
to.
try
I
the
want to
opposite.
say. I want to step in and say I don't think the Wii U was cost effective when it first launched. It was
It was
pretty. It was
$300.
expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
It was
Yeah.
really expensive, and then the PS4 comes out at $350 or
It's
$400,
right on. Or
and it's like that's crazy.
The
Remember,
difference is
the Wii
ridiculous,
sold
yeah.
for £180 in this country at launch.
Yeah, that was. Oh, it sold so well.
Whereas
Yeah.
Wii U's now are still like 225, 250.
Yeah, they've never hit the cheap price that the Wii did, and they're probably not going to.
That's because the gamepad is obviously an expensive
Yeah,
piece.
they tried to go for something that. Yeah, well, like I said, the gamepad was too expensive.
Yeah, the
100
gamepad
£100
is what has killed the Wii U and the name.
Yeah.
The gamepad is the fundamental issue with the Wii U, because it's just not as versatile as the Wii.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one's Nintendo Land aside.
Yeah.
There's no game. Well, I'm being a bit dramatic. Zombie U was pretty good, and I like
Use all right.
I like some of it in Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, but
It's
you really
enjoyable,
are.
yeah.
By and large, it's not
Yeah,
really
yeah.
utilised well.
Yeah.
Well, I would put my 2 cents in then. I feel like what you were saying, Matt, earlier about the GameCube disc. Like I said, that's part of a deeper rooted issue, and that's Nintendo's continual driven desire to innovate, where it's not
Yeah.
necessarily needed,
Yeah.
or to continue to stick by their own ideas. That's why they didn't move from cartridges when PlayStation was using discs.
But it's
And
that
that
whole
kept them-
philosophy that is good.
Yeah,
But
I'm
you
not
need
saying
to-
it's bad, but it's cost them. And it's cost them
Yeah,
now.
fine. But this is where I am, I think, different from the majority of gamers, because then we sit around having these discussions like, oh, it's cost Nintendo. Nintendo are really going to regret this. I don't give a shit if Nintendo regret it. All I care about is the games that I buy and then that I play.
I'll give, in fairness, I do agree with that.
I suppose the
completely.
crux comes down to what Jared's question actually means. You said where did Nintendo go wrong? You're talking about looking at finance.
Do you want
as a
a
company-
specific date?
No, and an hour.
1982.
You're talking from a fan's perspective that you're happy that they got the games to you, etc., etc. But because of their failings with the gamepad, they've cut loads of games that could have potentially been on the Wii U in the first place. Like, the third parties just abandoned them like that.
Yeah.
And the gamepad, there's been such a slow trickle of games. Like, the 3DS is phenomenal, the Wii was phenomenal, but I think with the Wii U, while what we've got is very good, I feel that games like Mario Kart and Smash are the best iterations they've ever been on the Wii U.
Agreed.
Therefore, it's a
I
big
agree.
shame that they're going to sell less than they did ever before. But at the same time, you have to think to yourself, like, Nintendo, I don't think they've done a good job of giving their fans what they want this generation.
They've given
There's
some
one
fans what they
game
want.
every few and far between. And yeah, it's phenomenal,
Yeah.
but as a Nintendo fan, you should demand more of them
Yeah.
than to continue making stupid business decisions that are costing not just them, but the fan as well.
I completely agree with what Matt just said, which was they just need to use a regular controller.
Yeah.
The last time they used a regular controller was the GameCube one, and we're only now just getting it back to play Smash. Like, that's
To
what
be
they
fair,
just
the
need to
GameCube
do.
didn't sell very well.
Yeah, no, of course it didn't. I know.
Just get a
it
Pro
didn't. But-
controller. The Pro
Yeah.
controller's good.
Yeah, well, they've got
Yeah,
a
no,
viable
they
one now.
have an
that-
alternative, but not all games will
That's-
let you use it.
Yeah,
With some-
yeah.
and they
Yeah.
don't push it either.
Yeah, exactly. That's just an alternative because people have wanted
They
it.
know they have to have one.
What do you mean more? What should I demand? What haven't I got that I... Well, I suppose I don't know, and that's the whole nature of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just.
But I don't feel let down. I don't feel like I've been underfed great games.
Do you want a Metroid game?
Yes.
You haven't got one.
Well,
Would you like a new F-Zero game?
yes.
3D
Yeah, we haven't
Mario
got one.
game.
You'd like a new good 3D
But
Mario
yeah,
game?
but hang on a minute. I've got a very good 3D Mario game very recently.
What? 3D World?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just not as good as Galaxy.
No, it's not as good as Galaxy, but expecting them to come up with something as good as Galaxy isn't dependent on whether they've got a gamepad or not. It's just,
I suppose, yeah. The gamepad.
I think
Mario
it's
3D World
very
didn't really
it's very
utilise the gamepad
reductive
either,
to
did it?
blame the lack of an F-Zero and a Metroid on the fact that.
Well,
they've
not
made-
just those games, but it's just like I just feel like they haven't delivered as well this generation so far.
Well, clearly people agree because they haven't sold units. If there was more games, if all those games you mentioned had come out, they would probably sell more units.
If I would have, and I wanted to do more research, everyone, for this topic, it was sprung on me as soon as I got in. But if I could have done more research, I would like to see how many first party titles and exclusives the Xbox One and PS4 have compared to this point in the Wii U's lifespan.
I can
Because
accept the answer is
because
bugger all.
I actually
Yeah.
feel that the Wii U's outperformed them in terms of exclusives. At that
Yeah,
point,
no.
that-
Even now it still is.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, but it's been on the market a year longer as well.
yeah.
well, yeah, okay.
But I'm saying if you imagine the same point in their lifespan.
I'm pretty sure if you give PlayStation and Xbox a year, they'll still be behind.
Yeah.
I don't know because I don't think the Wii U's going to go much further. In terms of exclusives, I don't think it's going to go much further. We'll get Zelda and that'll be about it. Star
Forza
Fox.
Horizons.
Yeah, but like.
Retro working on a new
Yeah,
game.
I've heard about that. I've heard about that.
Once you said if Smash,
That'll be nice.
If
That'll be
Smash
nice.
couldn't
Retro,
sell
if anyone will
units.
pull it out of the bag.
Yes, they will.
if Smash couldn't sell units, nothing else will.
Yeah, I believe that.
So it's going to have to be on the NX now, if that's going to save them.
NX is so far off.
Yeah,
That's
so
not
far.
really,
No, I
that's
don't-
not really something to.
But then this language that we use when we talk about Nintendo, like it will have to save them. They're a profit-making company. They
Yeah,
made a
yeah.
profit last year. They don't need to be saved.
I don't believe they need to be saved. I
No,
don't
not at all. They're doing fine.
They deserve better.
But that I think is the
they can
thing.
do better.
They are doing just fine. I think
That's
that's
not
probably the
good enough
resounding.
for Nintendo.
I think that's probably the resounding thing. They're doing okay.
Mm.
They've got some fantastic games. They've got a fantastic handheld. They've got what is actually a good system, home
Wii U is a good
console
system.
but they're just doing fine.
Yeah.
And because they're not what I think is marketed it all properly.
Oh,
They
I mean,
haven't.
they've done
The
a
marketing is the atrocious.
Their marketing is the
absolutely
big thing.
atrocious,
They
yeah.
could,
But
this Wii
I
U
think
could
that
have been better.
Nintendo's marketing actually, and they pulled it out of the bag with the Wii because they westernised the marketing so much. You had famous people from
with
the
the
West,
Wii,
yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the Redknapp family. I remember
Yeah.
were in it, but
Oh yeah, I remember
I
those. They
remember
were
the Wii
such
adverts.
bad ads.
yeah, they were bad, but they were there,
Yeah.
and they were
Yeah.
things that Westerners could relate to. But I often think there's such a sort of
There
culture
was-
breakdown.
I just
No.
remember, yeah. I just
Oh,
remember
just
seeing.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo.
I remember seeing Wii ads all the time, and Wii U there's just nothing.
I've never seen a Wii U ad.
I saw
I
one
can't
for
remember
some
if I've
Wii
seen
U
one
when it
before.
I've
came
seen
out,
one for
but that's it.
games on.
I've seen
I think
them.
I've seen the
I've
Smash
seen them
before.
I
online.
think I saw a
Mario, Mario Kart, there was a lot. Yeah, there was a lot.
I think I remember a Mario Kart
But-
one.
That was it. Like,
Mm.
there's something that it should have been pushed so much before it even came
Yeah,
out.
you've
I remember
gotta spend
saying,
money
I'm
to
getting a
make
Wii
money.
U, and people
Yeah.
were like, what the, you getting another Wii? Why
I
are you getting a
remember
Wii?
when the Xbox One and PS4 came out, I was sick of the sight of
You
them.
couldn't get away from
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
could you?
Yeah.
The internet, TV, it was
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, they were pushed a lot.
They had a massive chance to get the sales in because they had, not only did they have a clean slate, because the Xbox and PlayStation
PlayStation
weren't
were a
coming
year
off, well, a year out. So they had a year.
In fact, we didn't even know they existed
Exactly.
when it came out.
They had a while to really build up the hype for this. No one cared.
Yeah.
I cared.
Would they have
You
been?
cared.
Would they have been better
I
off
didn't
if
actually
they-
buy a Wii U for a very long
I didn't buy a
time.
Wii U
I-
until Mario
I
Kart.
bought it for Mario
I had
Kart.
mine
I
when it
bought
came
it
out.
for. I actually bought it for Wind Waker HD, which
Fair
seems a
play.
bit weird. But there was a really good bundle deal. That's why I bought it.
Yeah, I got it when it came out, and I had just some Wii U for ages until Christmas.
Do you
Yeah.
think?
And see, that's just
That's not good.
that's letting a fan down.
Yeah.
not
Matt's
good.
one of the biggest Nintendo fans I
Yeah,
know.
and you
and
paid top whack.
Well, I got it from birthday. My
It
parents
was,
paid
Yeah,
top
or
whack.
someone has paid
Yeah.
top whack. Yeah.
Do you think they would have sold more units? Would have been sold of the Wii U if it had have came out at the same
Could have
time?
done even worse.
At the same time,
I don't know how it
God
could have
no.
possibly done better.
It would have
But
been
if
worse.
they had more games to show off at that point,
They
because
wouldn't have had more games probably,
Well-
unless they had it in development for longer. But then it had been killed by the
It's
others.
not
being
game.
out.
To beat the Wii,
Yeah.
you'd need more than games. You'd
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
some other thing that makes people go, whoa.
Yeah.
Like
That is the
motion.
factor of the
Like
map.
Wii
The Wii
Sports
mode
did.
made people
You
go,
think
"What?"
Wii Sports is a good game? You think Wii Sports is a game that gets people excited? No, it was just the fact
But
that you
somehow
could
it
do
does,
that.
yeah.
It's just a
The
revolutionary way
Wii
of-
Sports was genius though.
Yeah.
What was the other?
Just in the way
Yeah,
it was used.
it was genius, but it
to drum
wasn't
up the
like
hype.
it's not a classic game.
Didn't
None of us are
didn't
gonna.
O&M give Wii Sports 90%?
Yeah, but they gave Red Steel 90%.
Did they?
Yeah,
Blimey.
What's the Wii Fit?
Wii Fit.
Yeah,
that
that
was
did
the
well.
massive thing.
People
Yeah,
got
Wii Fit
upset
was
with it.
huge.
Yeah.
The thing is, that was Nintendo was on a massive roll at that point. Like DS came out, then Wii came out, then Wii Fit came out, and it was just massive.
That was this period of time where they were doing things that were slightly different. Like, yeah, Wii Fit, Brain Training.
I don't want to say it, but I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah,
Casual.
casual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a casual gaming system, and Wii was a casual gaming system. It had these big games that were for slightly more hardcore players, but it was a casual gaming system.
Matt YouTube. There are a lot more games on the Wii U that are great and that are worth buying as well. If you're bored of Mario Kart 8 somehow, I'd say get involved with Mario 3D Land. Get involved with Smash.
Yep.
If you haven't already.
Yeah.
What else do I play?
Bayonetta. Yeah,
that's-
that's
I have, but yeah, I have Bayonetta. I haven't played that enough.
You said it's good though, didn't you?
Oh, Wind Waker HD. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Wind
Pikmin.
Waker
Oh,
HD.
Pikmin 3! Pikmin 3! I've really got into Pikmin 3. That was my
Tropical
free
Freeze is actually
game
very good
with.
as well.
Yeah, I've not played that. And also, the eShop's great. The eShop is great. There's not a big enough selection, but what's on there are some great games on there. There's no getting away from that.
What's this thing we discussed this last time
Don't say
about
that.
the demo?
What? No, go on.
I generally don't know what to say about that. Like, I look on the Wii U eShop and I'm just like, no. Move on to 3DS eShop.
What,
and
you
I'm
mean-
like, yep.
What, like classic games?
Well, 3DS has just got more on it. That's why.
Yeah,
On the
but
eShop.
I turn to the 3DS eShop and look and I'm like, yes, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. But
I do that
when I
on the
do,
Wii U.
but when I'm on the Wii U, I don't do that. I don't find that.
I've
got a few.
downloaded so many things.
Granted, I've got a few.
Right.
Like, I've got quite a few different Mega Mans on there.
I got the original Fire Emblem. I got Super Mario World. I got Metroid
fair.
Zero Mission. I got Zelda. I got Advance Wars.
In fairness, some of that I do actually have over on my 3DS as well.
Okay,
so
fine.
some
I
of them
see.
are cross, aren't they?
Right.
Okay.
But no, I think the eShop can improve, but it is good.
Yeah.
The thing as we discussed this about Amiibo. Actually, go on. No, you say it.
Just on the eShop. Here I was visiting my dad's house, and in my room there I was cleaning it out, and I found a few Nintendo magazines from like 2004, and in this issue, no, it's not this issue. Quick, talk amongst yourselves.
You must have more you want to say.
Well, I'm just whether I want to.
Have you said anything?
Whether I want to decimate his world or not. 'Cause
Well, you need to come in and say something. Your
nuclear
topic.
attack.
No, can I make my point then before you do that?
yeah.
Because here we have a review for a game that I actually downloaded on the eShop a couple of weeks ago, Metroid Zero Mission.
Yeah.
And I believe this is a remake of the first Metroid game,
Right.
and then they're putting it out again on the eShop. And I played it and I thought it was great, and it was so cool to go back and actually see this review for the game when it came out. And then what absolutely tops it off for me, this is April 2004, and they describe Metroid Zero Mission in one word: timeless. And that was 11 years ago. They were right.
Yeah.
They were right. It is timeless.
Yeah.
Good.
And that's what the eShop is good for.
As I said about just before Javid decimates your life.
Yes. Can't wait for that.
I'm looking forward to this.
The Amiibo, there's that new thing they mentioned about you get the demo,
Yeah.
3
but
minute
you
demo.
that's a joke. That is,
Yeah, it's crap.
Yeah.
you know about this.
Say anything.
If you put the new, is it the new Amiibos?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no,
the
no.
demos thing, yeah. I know you talked about that last time, but I would like to add my voice into the mix.
Yeah.
That is shit.
If you're going to do it, three minutes.
It is just a joke. Like,
Yeah, it's
terrible.
Well, I think you said about it, an Amiibo's the same price as the game
Yeah.
would be on eShop.
Recommended retail for an Amiibo is about £15. That's about the price of
You
an
should.
eShop
Those
game.
games are not. Yeah, it's like £3 to get an one of the classic.
Yeah, exactly. It's even less. Yeah.
It's
So
absolute.
it's criminal. You get 3 minutes. That's about the time you walk across the screen in one of those side
Yeah.
scrollers.
No, that is a joke.
And that's not going to influence you to go buy the game at all. If you play a game for 3
really.
minutes,
If I didn't know better and the game turned off after 3 minutes, I think it was fucking broken.
yeah.
I think is there not a big countdown
is
from
there?
3 minutes in the top corner?
Well, then you should just start shitting yourself and do nothing. She's like, fuck, oh Christ, I've got 3
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
But this seems like a good idea to show off some great games. And
This
but
game
3
will
minutes,
explode in 3
Yeah.
minutes.
Like if you could
No,
have,
that's a good way of getting them to sell more Wii U's. Your Wii U will blow up in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd buy a new one.
if you could get a good hour
Every 3
or a few
minutes.
missions from each one, that might go, I actually really like this game, I will spend that £3 or £4 to get it. But 3 minutes, that's not going to make me want to buy a game.
No.
And it's just, that's sort of disrespectful to people who are going to buy Amiibo, as that's going to be, it's going to be really successful.
I'm aware that you have talked about this before.
Go on.
I think.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, because we've all
We've
said
done
our.
this, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll end there
It's
then.
bad.
It's
Yeah.
fucking
Just to
100
very quickly talk about
100%
this.
thumbs down.
I personally thought demos were best done on Xbox 360 when like you would just get a free demo.
Oh,
Like,
you
the
just go on XBL.
first level of
XBL
a game. Yeah, it was so cool. And they don't seem to have taken off like that on their
But
new console.
Wii U
They
demo,
do
I have
have
a
a three-
Bayonetta demo.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is-
Wii U does demos.
There's a few on the
3DS,
PS
I've done it
Not
loads.
many, but there's a few knocking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Do you remember
3DS is
the
loads.
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire demo?
Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
Demos don't
It's
seem to be-
different.
Yeah, it
That was
different.
interesting. That was a
Yeah.
virtual slice.
And then it gave you
that
stuff
they gave us. It wasn't really a
to
demo.
carry over into
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
game.
that's cool.
That was more of a
That's a
virtual
good way of
slice.
doing a demo, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think
The
people
Smash demo
bother-
Because
demos.
also then you're
Yeah, demos don't
invested
seem to be a big
because
deal.
then you're invested to buy the game
Yeah.
because you've done something and it's like you can transfer that over to the main game. Then you're like, oh, better buy the main game so I can get that cool stuff I earned.
Yeah.
I think the reason people don't need to do demos anymore is because it's far easier to find out about the game.
Yeah,
You know, you can go on
demos
the
aren't
internet, you
really
can watch
there.
a million different videos if you really wanted.
Yep.
But
Do you
that's,
remember when magazines had demo discs in them?
Yeah.
That
the
was
PS2, the OPSM, when it had the PS2 ones, I used to love.
I remember one of the Nintendo
I
mags
think
I
it's a
bought
load down there.
had a
somewhere.
cheat disc for Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah.
A cheat disc.
Amazing.
You know the best thing
Yeah.
I saw in game the other day was a fully priced guide, one of those Prima guides for the Order 1886.
Really?
Yeah.
How thick was it?
I don't know. Really, I didn't look at it, but like
They're
you
about
walk
£15.
through the corridors and you press a few buttons.
Yeah.
And when I looked for collectibles and that, and you only have those few collectibles in the order. YouTube, you watch it in about a 10-minute
exactly,
video and it's done.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you going to spend 15 quid?
Yeah.
And then that book is useless, gathering dust. In a game like, because I remember you had was it the Oblivion
Oh yeah, that was a
But that was-
hefty
But
tome.
then Oblivion needs it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But these days you just go on a walkthrough or a guide online, so
Yeah.
you wouldn't buy the book anyway.
But with that's just taking
Yeah,
the
it's silly.
piss.
Yeah.
And I guess to answer my own question,
Yeah.
to bring a
Alright, time
bombshell
for you to
on the
bring
world of
things- time for you to
Nintendo.
bring
What I'm going
things
to
in.
do, I'm going to count how many I agree with and how many I don't agree
That's a
with.
good idea. That's a good idea.
I'm just going to count.
Right. The world went wrong for Nintendo at the N64.
Ooh.
They stuck to cartridges when PlayStation. I mean, obviously they were going to do a deal with PlayStation. It was probably going to be disc based. The problem with cartridges, obviously, Nintendo make them. You have to buy them from them, so it's expensive. You can't get shit on a cartridge.
Can I just say, imagine a world where those two had teamed up at that point.
Yeah, and I would say it would be a worse world.
Probably we'd never had a play. We'd
There wouldn't
never
be
had
that- there wouldn't be
PlayStation.
that
there'd be no
competition.
PlayStation, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you'd have Nintendo make the games, and then
Play
Sony
tender.
probably made the hardware. That's probably what we'd have now.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be disappointing.
yeah,
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
The world is
No,
probably
I'm
better for
glad-
the
yeah.
breakdown.
yeah.
So yeah, that's where it went wrong, I think, because the controller's fine, but it's a bit funky. Prior to this, the SNES, they were massive. They were the kings of gaming. They basically chased Sega out of it. PlayStation rocks up.
PlayStation chased
Play-
Sega out of it.
PlayStation sells 100 million. The N64 only sells 30 million, which is 20 less than the SNES.
Okay, yeah, that really affected the quality of the game.
No, it didn't affect the quality of the... see, this is where we look at it differently. I'm looking at it from
Yeah.
Nintendo the business, and,
Yeah.
and you're the fan. I don't see Nintendo with rose-tinted glasses because I didn't...
It's not about seeing a company through rose-tinted glasses. It's
didn't-
about saying, what are you? Are you an economist or are you a video? Or are you a gamer?
Possibly a bit both.
You're not an economist, Javid. Wake up! You're in your mate's bedroom talking about video games.
All right, I'll carry on with my...
This
At
got
that
easy
point-
fast.
At that point, they still had third-party support, though. They still got it on N64,
Yeah.
but it started to become a problem.
Yeah.
Get to GameCube, they have, as Matt mentioned, the funny old discs.
Yeah.
Bigger problem because, again, you can't get much on that versus now the DVD you've got in your PS2 and your Xbox. Bit of a problem, but the GameCube's good because they didn't have a silly controller, they just did what you wanted. And they had some really great games. Melee is, I think, the second best Smash. The
Yeah,
new one's better, but I think
definitely.
Melee was
Yeah,
the best one.
definitely agree.
And Double Dash is a very good version of Mario Kart. They had some good Zelda games.
Sunshine's
Sunshine's
much
a great
maligned.
game. Oh, I think it's a good game.
It is a good game.
Why
Yeah,
do you
it is a
think
good game.
GameCube didn't sell that well then? If
Because
it's,
up against PS2.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
good
PS2
point.
had a DVD
GameCube
drive.
sold
PS2
20
had the
million,
library, the specs,
The DVD
just-
player.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
DVD player,
Yeah.
everything.
which I think was a bit of a problem. The name wasn't so bad there. N64, I think, is a bit of a silly name as well. That was just we're 64-bit, but really, who cares? PlayStation sounds better as a name than N64. But as GameCube's fine, it's just a bit odd. It's just, we've got a shape. Here we go. PS2 has progression there.
But do you think-
I don't know what to
It's
say
ready
about
to
that.
launch.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I don't think N64 was a bad name.
Then we've got... Then obviously
Hello,
we move on to
Mr.
the Wii.
Spinkster or Mrs. Pinkster. I don't quite know which.
Mrs. Pinkster.
And the Wii's both the best thing that happened to them and the worst.
Yes, yeah, I can see that.
Obviously, it
Well-
sold in fucking huge numbers, but no one ever bought any games for it because they thought, this is cool.
Oh yeah,
5
no one
minutes
bought
later, it
Mario
just went
Kart
on the
Wii.
shit.
No.
No. The early games sold really, really well.
That wasn't an early game. That came out like 2 years into the cycle.
2 years isn't that long, seeing as the console was 2006 to 2012. So that's 6
Yeah,
years.
that's
Two
good.
years is
Fair
still
point.
kind
It's got
of
fair
point.
fairly early. After the end of 2009, it just didn't shift anything. So halfway and it's just dead, which is bad.
Yeah, that's
And
fine.
it's because people bought the thing and thought it was cool, but after that point, PS3 and Xbox 360 were viable options. And at that point, that is when, as you were saying earlier, it was aimed at casual people. They killed the hardcore gamer by that point. The hardcore gamer by that point. They had no third-party support really anymore. And the controller was a bit funny. Like the Pro controller they originally had, that was terrible.
Oh,
God, yeah,
That was
bad.
fucking
That was
awful.
bad. That was so
they
bad.
had a better one later, but like,
That was my third least favourite controller of all time.
which one? That Pro one.
Yeah,
It's
the
really,
Wii Classic.
it looked a bit like a SNES one, but just crapper.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awful.
So-
And the sticks are like this.
Yeah,
and it's like Christ.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
Bad.
that has the best-selling versions of some of their best franchises, Smash, Mario Kart, which is a shame because that Mario Kart is one of the worst ones.
It's pretty bad.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's not bad. But
Brawl is good, but like people hold Melee in higher esteem.
it's got the best.
Certain people hold me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
jump in
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
I actually really like Brawl. I
I
have
like
a hard time deciding which one I prefer.
I-
4 is the best.
Also, let's not forget Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy
Yeah.
2.
They're also very
arguably
good
the
games.
finest Mario games made. Obviously, you
Arguably.
disagree, but people.
I do tussle between 64 and Galaxy 1 all the time.
I think part of the problem they had with the Wii as well, as you were saying, it was too underpowered.
Yeah, I thought so.
Too underpowered. Yeah.
Like, it came out and it was 180 quid. It's like, wow, that's fucking shit.
It should have been HD.
At the bare minimum.
It should have. That was another big problem. I completely forgot about it. It should have
Like,
been
if you look
HD.
at some games on there, they look like
That's Nintendo
PS2
being a
games.
step behind again, though, in terms of hardware.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it's mind blowing to think Wii U's. That's the first HD Nintendo console.
It is
That
weird
is
thinking
weird.
this is the first time
Mind-blowing.
I've seen these
Yeah,
characters.
it's weird thinking there's no HD Metroid game.
Especially since Xbox 360 has been HD since 2005. When it
Yeah.
first came
Yeah.
out.
That-
I mean,
yeah.
I think we've
Mind-blowing.
already covered the Wii U's problems. I don't really
Yeah.
have anything to add to that.
Yeah.
Because actually, I quite like the console. I don't as a machine. It's my favourite thing that Nintendo have done in a while. Their handhelds obviously are more popular, but I really like the Wii U, so I don't really want to knock it other than the stupid controller.
Yeah,
But
stupid name.
Yeah. But I think you both were talking about the eShop, and I think that's part of the problem with Nintendo. They like harking back to their history, which is great, but I don't think it's going to pull in brand new gamers. People of our age grew up playing Nintendo things. I don't think you'll find 7, 8, 9-year-olds necessarily growing up playing
This is the difference.
Nintendo games
also,
anymore. So that in 5-6 years, they won't have
Yeah.
that.
This is why I want to do more
Also,
research. I'd like to see
this is-
what percentage of people who bought the latest Pokemon games are over 20 or something like that. I'd like to see
That
that.
would
I bet you'd struggle
information.
getting that information, but it would be
And
good to
that's
see.
one thing that I didn't say when I was talking about the eShop that I probably should have said was actually I'm not always looking at these virtual console
The
games.
indies are good.
I've experienced so many new games that I'd never played. I'd never played a Kirby game before. I've got the
That's just an oversight on your side.
Well, yeah, of course it is. But I've seen it on an eShop and I thought, actually, yeah, I want to try that, and I like it. I've never played stuff like there's a Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is on there. Now, some of you are thinking, what the fuck, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse?
I've heard of Shantae.
Shantae was
Yeah, I
a
know
GameCube
it.
colour game back in the day, which didn't really take off, but it was a good game. I've now played the 3DS version, which has been released recently, and it's a good game. And it's all these things that new games that I've came across just because I've seen it on the eShop, like Fantasy Life and stuff like that. All these things I've never played before, which I found. So
I
mean,
appreciate their old
yeah.
games. Some of them are absolutely amazing. Ocarina of Time being
Of
a
course.
prime example of that.
Yeah.
Is an amazing game. What do you mean? Oh,
just because you can't
Yeah, I
play
can't do it. Can't do it. It's too difficult. I don't want to. I want to be spoon-fed the
It's a
game.
child's game.
It's not. It's not.
if you want to be spoon-fed, then
you're
Yeah,
pretty much
Nintendo's the place for you.
yeah, pretty much. Like, that is the
Ocarina
perfect
of
way.
Time is a difficult game. It's a lot harder than like any Mario game, and it's not clear.
Is it though?
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
I
It's
think
so
not.
easy. It's
I think
they tell you what to do.
I think they are difficult for different reasons. Ocarina of Time, you have to pay attention.
Yeah.
In Zelda games, you have to pay attention. You have to read what people say to you, so you know where to go.
Yeah.
Mario is difficult because of the platforming elements. You have to time the jumps correctly and that sort of thing.
I can manage.
In
that,
terms
I
of
guess.
knowing where to go, a Mario game is very obvious because it's all linear in terms of platforming. But you have to time those jumps. And
Well,
stuff.
as long as you've read what the people in fucking Zelda tell you, though, it's not
Yeah,
difficult.
I
is it?
think by spoon-fed, Tom means games like Call of Duty, where it's like, this is your next objective.
Well,
this
it's
is your
literally
next
on
objective.
fucking
And then
rails.
there's a
Yeah.
bloody thing that tells you where to go. Yeah.
And that is not what gaming should be.
To be fair, he games purely for trophies.
Yeah, at the moment. Yeah.
Therefore, he's the epitome of.
I quite
everything
liked
that should hate.
Bloodborne though.
Did you?
I did.
That's not spoon-fed at all. It doesn't tell you.
Bloodborne is
What
the
to
opposite.
do?
of
But I
spoon-fed.
liked it. I'm not sure I'll buy it, but I did enjoy playing through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Got anything else to say about Nintendo, David?
So maybe
Must
you
be
should
a bit more there.
upgrade the man cave. You can't upgrade this shit. This
No,
is
it's
incredible.
It is pretty good, isn't it?
I've rearranged it as well. I rearranged it today. Of course, Bennett screwed that up by picking up the Link amiibo, but you know.
There was an order.
Yeah.
I think.
I can kind of see it.
Oh yeah, the
You'd have to
amiibo,
stand up and have a
Yeah, you
look
got
at it.
Pokemon there.
Yeah, I
The
see
little
them.
guys on the floor.
Oh, well done, Matt.
Yeah, I'll let you off.
Nobody noticed.
As long as he knows, he's fine. Isn't
I
he?
know.
No, I think Nintendo. I want them to be around.
Can I just say how stupid your question is? Where did it all go wrong for Nintendo? Where did it all go wrong for this profit-making company
How
that
many
gives us so much joy
They've
and
made
gives us
1
this much
year's worth of
passion?
profit in 5. Of the 4 years in the last 5, they've lost money.
And Sony, tell me how they've done.
Sony as a corporation have lost money. The PlayStation division has not. It's made money.
The PlayStation division's doing incredibly well.
Yeah. We're just
Again-
going to leave you two at it and go get a drink.
Yeah,
we'll
that's
be back in
kind of
half an hour.
There'll be blood. There'll be lots of blood, and I'll be dead.
This is
That
good
was heavy.
stuff.
Again, it's the whole like economist versus actually playing games for the sake of playing
But
games thing.
But
I
I
do
don't
that
see
too.
why you can't love games but also love the industry, be interested in what's going on behind the scenes.
No, again, that's not what I'm saying, is it?
Yeah, but that's what Jav is talking about.
But no, right. The framing of the question is, where did it all
Yeah.
go wrong for Nintendo?
Yeah.
And yet, it is a company that is giving
So you're
people
suggesting
like
it
me.
hasn't gone wrong, it's gone brilliantly. Which,
No,
but it's
I'm su-
worked. It's worked.
Yeah, I'm suggesting that it hasn't gone wrong.
Well,
I'm not saying it's
the question's
gone
more because I believe it has. They have gone wrong from the days
what
they
I
used to be
think
out.
you mean is it's not gone the way it should have gone, but it's not gone negatively. It's gone positively,
Yes.
but
You
not
mean
as
it's because I know
positively.
the question?
But it's not as positively as it
Which is
should
again
have
why
gone.
why we were meant to have a whole debate.
Oh, we can- we can
This
have a
is not how a
separate
debate
debate.
works. Like David Cameron doesn't come in like I've decided a question, Ed. We're going to discuss this question that I've come up with.
Yeah, I do think you two should have a separate, proper debate.
Oh, I'm
You've
game
had-
for that.
you've
I'm
had
definitely
time
game
to
for
do
that.
We'll,
that.
podiums.
We'll do
Oh yeah, we need to have that.
Alright, we should do
We'll
that.
do a video.
Suited
We'll do a
and
YouTube
booted
video.
Javid.
Oh yeah. I think really just my opinion of Nintendo is they used to be king of the gaming industry, completely undisputed, and I think we can all agree on that. They used to be. And I think PlayStation now
I
might
don't
be
think they are. What Nintendo have done is they're like a cockroach. They've survived. They've been through
that. Oh no, NES and SNES,
So
they were
many-
just king.
so many generations.
But surviving isn't enough. You want to thrive
No,
and conquer.
surviving is enough if you're making great games, which they still are.
But wouldn't it bring you joy
Matt
to...
YouTube thinks Nintendo's going to be history in 10 to 20 years.
You are wrong.
I
th-
think
I don't.
five.
Yeah, I think
Firstly, Nintendo already is history. It's got a fantastic history.
Oh.
That's one of the reasons I love it so much. And
He is
secondly,
right, to be fair.
you are wrong. You are wrong. Even if Nintendo,
I think we all
even if,
here agree that it's probably wrong.
even if
Yeah.
Nintendo don't make consoles in 10 to 20 years,
They'll
which
exist.
maybe someone somewhere will be making Mario games.
I do-
Probably Nintendo EAD.
I do agree with the fact
yeah,
that you
100%
might.
agree they're going to exist,
I
but they
agree
will
with-
have to change. Don't know how, but I think
Yeah,
they
of
will.
course they will.
change.
Everyone will have to change in the next 10 to 20 years.
Could it be possible that the NX and this new overarching membership system is them changing in the right direction?
Well, yes, it could be possible.
Well, no, I
Obviously
reckon
it's impossible.
I
to
reckon
say.
the
Oh,
NX is
that
a
wasn't
normal
really a
console.
question,
I
was
reckon
just
the NX is probably just a console still, so I don't think that's changing. But the overarching system could be.
Yeah, that's definitely it's definitely a step in the right
It's
direction.
some kind of network like PSN and
As I said,
XBL.
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't
It
know.
could
We
be a
don't know.
horrendous step.
It could
It
go
could be like the
tits up.
creator program on YouTube.
The
Which
sounds
is why
of
we
it,
don't do
yeah,
Nintendo
no, in
stuff on
fairness,
YouTube.
the sounds of it is from what it sounds like, it could definitely be a step in the right direction. Is what I'm trying to say.
I want it to be.
Yeah.
Because I think the gaming industry
system
is a
where
bad
everything's
place
linked together.
when it's a
Oh,
place without Nintendo.
Yeah.
If it's just
Well,
Sony and Microsoft...
there's no way of
out
knowing
there.
if that's true. Because
I would think it would be.
Yeah,
because
well, obviously, I think it would be.
they do make some really good games.
Yeah. Again, the question: where did it all go wrong for Nintendo? Stupid question.
As a company, I just
Nintendo are a bit
Well, as a
like...
company, shall we save that for economy chat?
Yeah,
the economy chat.
I'll write an article, get it in the
Yeah,
Economist. I'll be so funny.
Nintendo are a bit like the Lib Dems.
I think
No,
we should move
they're
this on.
not.
They are.
Not really.
Because you've got Microsoft and Sony are Tories and
Microsoft
Labour.
are young upstarts. They're neither
Whereas
of those.
Lib Dems
Which
are like...
one of Microsoft and Sony, the big, massive
I don't want
corporations, is
Oh.
Labour?
to...
Yeah.
That'd be difficult for me to answer. But there's
Actually,
like...
Labour are funded by hedge funds and stuff like that.
Here we go.
There you go then.
Tories are.
But we don't talk about that.
No, we know.
But Lib Dems have great intentions. Nintendo has great games, but no one takes them seriously.
I think it's a difficult.
I think people take Nintendo seriously.
Yeah.
I don't really look at the sales.
That's not because they're not
do you
taking it
remember-
seriously, they just don't want to.
I
you
don't
remember
know
if
if
you
people
said-
watching this actually get these references anyway. I'm
They're
not sure.
probably American.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many are even English.
If you... Oh, I forgot what I was going to say now. Good point.
I think he's drawing really weird.
No
political-
matter how many good games they make, nobody will play it, except for me, because everyone will play the shooter violent game nowadays. If Nintendo will survive, They need to stop being family friendly and turn a new leaf.
I
That's
think
where
their
it all
niche
went
works.
This is
wrong.
literally
But-
pissing on everything Bennett believes in. I think we're about to explode.
No, it's not. Halo is one of my favourite franchises.
Yeah, but
Well, it's not.
do you want to see Bennett start doing Call of Duties and going down that?
You mean at
Nintendo, you
Nintendo.
literally
Yeah.
said Bennett instead of
I'd
Nintendo.
quite like to see you making Call of
They're
Duty.
synonymous with each other now. They are synonymous with each other now.
Bennett and Call of Duty, yeah, definitely.
I would
No,
say,
Bennett and Nintendo.
I would say that I disagree with you, Matt, YouTube.
Calmly.
That I respectfully disagree. But I can see where you're coming from, because right now, gaming is heading in that, is firmly in that kind of shooter-based kind of thing. But it won't be there forever.
I think it's moving out of your
And mark my words, Nintendo will still be there when it moves on. They always have found a way to carry
Nintendo
on.
have its own niche.
Niche.
Thank you.
Was it that or clique? Is
Clique,
it- which one do you want?
Cleach.
Niche.
What, a niche clique?
Nintendo have their own niche. Yeah. No, Nintendo have their own niche. Like, they've got their own identity.
I
I
wouldn't
don't
call
care.
Nintendo niche.
I just want to
You know what I
see
mean.
some gore.
Fair play.
Go play Bloodborne.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
lots of it.
Bloodborne's
Have you had a
one
chance
for
to play
you.
that?
Bloodborne, no.
Oh, it's
No.
so good.
You shouldn't
I
have
feel like we
PS4,
should
man.
Well, there's one in my house.
This is good debate going on here.
No, I'll tell you what we'll do. Because we won't have time
This is
for
the
it
first
before we
topic.
both
We could
go
go in
mad.
an hour.
Well, we're not going to do all
We'll
that.
have one in the summer.
What are we talking about?
A proper debate.
Yes,
about it.
Yeah,
we
we
will
need
have
a
one,
proper
yeah.
debate.
I'll be
Have it in the
unemployed. So
You'll have time to just sit there.
Yeah.
Well, something's going trending on YouTube then. You two going at it. Wait.
Hashtag Bennett and hashtag Roman.
You two coming at it.
Different kind of.
Different kind of debate, clearly.
Yeah.
Trending on you. Don't know how many
Hashtag
debates
on
you've
Twitter.
seen, Matt.
I'm not. Even if it made 8BritGaming Gaming explode, I don't think I want to do that.
No,
I'm not prepared
no.
to get us above.
I'm not.
To get us.
Depends how much it explodes.
I am that passionate about Nintendo.
I'll admit,
I'm not sure I could shit on it that much.
I'd admit, I like Nintendo, I like a lot of their games, but I think there's still, amongst gamers, and I don't think any of you will disagree with me, there's still a stigma if you like Nintendo. Like, there's like, you're playing a Mario game. All
I
these
don't
COD
think
games.
that's
If
true.
someone says to me, "You're playing a Mario game," that's it as far as that
Yeah.
person's
Yeah.
concerned.
Yeah, but yeah,
for me.
yeah,
but I-
fucking hell.
Yeah.
No, but I
Yeah.
feel that a lot of people just like, no, gaming's all about COD. And it's like, they have no
Where
idea.
did you get that
Yeah,
Have you
I
never-
don't know.
When we were
how-
playing Smash in the pub once, because that's what we're like.
Yeah, well,
Someone-
that's a bit.
You've
different.
gone to a
yeah,
pub?
Yeah, you go into a social
Yeah.
club. Like that's a little bit different.
But if we're
you were
on
playing Call of
PSPs,
Duty in
if
the
we're on
from? No,
that's
but
PSPs,
you
not
get
true.
the
it's
exact
like-
same
No,
shit.
we wouldn't.
You would get the
get
exact
the
same
same
shit.
shit.
Do you think at school it's like if you were like, yeah, people were like, COD, yeah, I'm so good at COD, I'm a sniper on COD, and you were like, Mario Kart is so good. People just laugh at you.
I hate
because
to,
they
I
don't
hate
give
to
it a
agree with him,
chance.
but he's got a point. If we were walking around school with Pokemon on our DSs, like someone's going to go,
School
"What are you
is
doing?"
school is.
But if you've got, I don't know,
But
school
I think
is
not
school isn't the
If
real world.
society worked how school works,
I-
the world would be a very different place.
But I still think
Society
there's
does
that.
work
I
out
still
well,
think
work.
people sort of
Someone
look
gets shitted
down on
someone's
Nintendo.
popular. That's life.
They look down on it without actually
8BritGameChat.
knowing much about it.
We've now moved
Philosophy.
to,
Can't you see what I mean?
Which stereotype do you fit into?
Yeah.
People look down on it without really giving it a chance. People just go, "Oh, it's an animated plumber. What the hell is that? Fuck off."
I think everyone knows who Mario is.
Yeah,
Everyone
it's like
knows
he's
who
up
it
there
is.
with Mickey Mouse.
Yes, but people won't be like,
I don't know. One day he's going to usurp him or just stab him in the back.
Apparently he has usurped Mickey Mouse. That was ages ago.
Maybe cut his
Yeah.
head off and wear fucking ears.
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Good. At least someone does.
Do we need
Is that
Google Translate?
your topic done for now then, Jack?
I think that's done for now.
Well, are we going to do any more topics? Because now it's now 10 o'clock.
Shall we do a couple more? I mean, like,
yeah,
they're not-
sure.
we might as well carry on.
What topics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can I do mine?
What is yours?
The DLC one.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that was
Is,
good.
it, is that alright?
Yeah,
everyone?
yeah, we'll go for it.
Right, new topic. Sorry, who's this? Mid-November.
Thank you.
First, is this first shit? What?
First
First-
fucking good.
It could be bad. It could be good.
First
I
ass.
don't know.
Yeah, it's ass, I think, because they generally tend to be the amount of
Yeah.
letters that the actual word is.
Ass. Is that good or bad?
Well, it
ass
says-
is
it
good or
says
bad?
good. First ass.
Of
good
course,
means-
it's descended into us staring at the screen.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. We're still talking.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
so thank you.
I'm connecting with the public.
Yeah.
What was? Oh right. Yes, my
Best
topic.
Yeah.
My topic is what is the single best, not one game, just one item of DLC, what is the best single item of DLC that you've ever downloaded? And you need to take into account price, size, how much you played it. Go.
God.
Also, this
Let's
can't
start with
include
Matt.
add-ons on games.
No, don't start with me. I need
Let's
I've got
start with Tom.
I've got a great answer.
Let's start with Javid.
I've got
Yeah,
one.
start with Jack. 'Cause I don't actually.
Infamous
know
First Light.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a good.
That's good.
That's one of
Mainly
the ones-
mainly because I got it for free with PS Plus.
That's
but
one of the ones I'm.
Would you
It's
count
an-
that as DLC though? Because they sold it as a separate game on disc. In Europe they did, didn't they? But not in the US. Because we got it in store.
Yeah, they did.
You can't say that. That's not.
Release the game.
No.
No.
That's.
Where's Feared? We
That's
Bad
a-
Hammer.
yeah,
Anyway, it is fit anyway. Yeah, but
Right.
Tom brings up a good point. Do you include games that were released as standalone games on disc? Because First Light was that, but it was technically just DLC for him for a second.
Yes, I do include that.
I think we can include that though, but I just think
Yeah.
I thought
Okay.
I'd bring that up.
Yeah,
Like,
First
I know
Light's
that-
excellent.
First Light definitely
Oh, I don't
because
think we should have done
it's a wealth of content that adds to the story. It's
Thank you
quite
very much.
fun. In fact, it's very fun. You can just go around and trash people.
And I really
Yeah,
like
that.
Fetch as a character. is
Sorry,
better
but
than
sorry, I am from Sweden. You should
No,
be
that's-
proud
that's
of your
good.
nationality.
That is good.
You don't need to apologise for that.
First Light, great story, great character. I
Mhm.
liked Fetch a lot.
What did that retail at? Was
Oh.
it 15, 20 quid?
$17.99 in the store, but it's worth it. There's plenty of content. There's
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
ten
it
hours
was
of
fantastic,
gameplay.
yeah.
Fantastic answer. I
Yeah,
think.
that was good.
Easy platinum
Well, I
as
didn't-
well.
Which is rare these days because DLC has, on the whole, I think been getting a bit worse. There's some examples where it's really good, but like your standard Call of Duty where it's just
I think the hate
same
for
old
DLC
shit.
is massively
Oh,
overblown.
no.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've got mine.
Yeah.
I can think of a worse one, but it's a whole other thing.
I've got one pre-prepared.
If DLC is good though, it doesn't matter.
I've got
does it?
one as well. Actually, be
Yeah, I've got one.
Mine's actually, and it'll probably divide the room, but mine's actually Shivering Isles for Oblivion because it was
Okay.
just huge.
Yeah, I don't see how that divides us. That's really good.
Just because
DLC.
some people don't like that kind of.
I got
You
it.
may as well release a new game.
I think
like-
that's
No,
how
no,
DLC
I think
should
that's
be
fine.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well,
These huge,
Yeah, I like-
huge like additional areas. I tell you what,
Yeah.
I'd love to see that in Bloodborne. A whole new area with a
Yeah,
boss.
I don't want to be buying a shitty amount of stuff for like a tenner.
Do you remember when like the first piece of DLC, like the first proper piece of DLC came out, and it was horse armor on Oblivion?
Oh god, that was so.
Yeah.
They had
For like
such a
500
good. They
Microsoft
had got
points.
so they had a really good sense of humour about that though.
Yeah,
I
they
remember
did.
when there was a sale. Every Oblivion DLC was half price, except for horse armor,
Yeah.
which was double price.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
that was good. Yeah.
I actually did buy horse armor in the end, but they'd put it down so much.
Yeah,
I think I got the pack where it all came with
Yeah,
it.
there was some really good DLC on Oblivion actually. I remember
There
the
was.
Fighters Castle one. There was
Yeah.
like a whole little quest in that. It was good.
I thought I was gonna actually.
Speak-
I'll let you go.
Yeah.
'cause I-
Elder Scrolls. I
And
can't.
Dragonborn, same deal.
Dragonborn,
Skyrim was good.
Dawnguard, and Half-Fire was a smaller,
Half-Fire
add-on.
was significant enough.
but I did
Right.
the fact you could build houses, you adopt children.
I think they could have done that house building a little bit better because it's like everyone's house looked the same. Really,
Well, there
I
was
mean, you
only
could
so many
change the wing.
variations,
Yeah.
but-
Yeah.
It wasn't like The Sims style,
Yeah.
which obviously is a bit much to ask from a game that isn't about that.
But like Dawnguard,
Wouldn't we call that?
you had all these.
It would have been cool.
Dawnguard, you had all these other quests, and you got the new castles for the vampire and the Dawnguard, and then Dragonborn, you got the Soulstein, I think it's called, and it's small, and a lot of people said it was too small, but I think it was sizable enough to merit DLC, just as there were plenty of missions that took place within Skyrim, as well as the new map, that it was worth it.
Mm.
So I think, well, I can't pick out. Well, Half-Fire was that was a bit crap compared to the other two, just because of all the new missions you got. But Dawnguard and Dragonborn were both worth their money,
Mm.
and they weren't too expensive. I think they're $12.99 each.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, and
I
actually, no, I got the game of. So I traded it in the original one. I got Game of the Year for £40, and it had all 3 DLC on it and the original game. So it's worth brilliant. It was a brilliant price.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is good.
For me, I bought like all the Gears of War DLC just because I fucking love that game. so much.
Yeah.
But then even that wasn't too bad because the map packs back then were only about 800 Microsoft points, which translated to about what £5.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good.
They were decent maps. as well.
Yeah, they were. But for the Mario Kart 8 DLC is just so good. and it's so cheap.
so
It's
good,
£7. £7 and you get 3 new characters, 2 of which suck.
Yeah.
But like you get
Yeah.
8 new
races,
tracks,
that's ridiculous. Yeah.
4 new vehicles, and it's just £7. And if you want to buy 2 of them, it's £11.
Yeah,
They're
it's
good.
really good. I
Good
did
offers.
that.
So good, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just totally awesome. For me, that's probably my favourite. First Light as well, though. First Light is incredible DLC.
Titanfall's got really good DLC. I know.
It's all free now as well.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's really good. The maps and stuff like that. Titanfall, actually, just to go off on a bit of a tangent, like it started out as a kind of this game's a bit crap because it's just a multiplayer game basically. I mean, there's a single player mode, but not really. But it's kind of it's a shame because then there was a backlash, and then it turned into something quite good. But the backlash had already happened.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's all anyone ever
Yeah.
thinks about
Yeah,
it.
A bit like the
Yeah.
Xbox One.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Sorry,
Well-
Karen.
I agree with First Light. Definitely, that was fantastic. I agree with Mario Kart 8. Definitely. We're eventually getting DLC for Smash,
Yeah,
That's coming.
Man.
so that's
So
going to be
excited.
awesome. As it's
I will
not out
buy
yet.
every character, even if I
Yeah,
never touch
exactly.
them.
So it's just I've got them.
Yeah.
As none of it's out yet, I'm not gonna. I can't
No,
say
you
that.
can't count that yet.
So what I'm gonna say, and you guys are gonna hate me for bringing this up again, but I love the DLC in Fire Emblem Awakening.
I knew
hell,
you were going to
man.
say that, but it is good.
It's
There's
good.
a lot of stuff out there.
Amazing.
Also, is it not
callbacks.
true you can get people in their underwear?
Barge up.
Well, yeah.
What?
I
It's a
was
bit-
not. I was not thinking of that. What I was. My argument was.
Bullshit.
No. My argument was.
Fagler in her underwear.
Yeah,
Shut
you
up.
can.
How much does this cost? I don't even have the game, but you know.
You can go on the internet and it's free,
Yeah, but
man.
it's not the same when you've got the power
In
your
3D, yeah.
Can I carry on?
Real people cost less than this.
Yeah.
My argument was that you can actually get all the missions on there. Most of the missions on there are callbacks to previous games, which I know for many Fire Emblem fans is incredible anyway, and it was just awesome to get an introduction to all the characters for me.
Mm.
So I
Yeah, that
enjoyed
is
playing them.
I
Yeah.
thought of another really good one.
Yeah.
It's Left Behind for The Last of Us.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
I mean, obviously, because if you've only got the PS4 version, you only
Yeah.
got that. But I think when that still counts as standalone DLC.
Yeah,
that's good.
it was good as a little additional storyline to what's her name,
Ellie.
Ellie.
I think The Last of Us is overrated. That's topic
It is.
for another
It is
time.
absolutely.
I'm
overrated.
not convinced it's the best.
It's one of
game ever.
those that's a brilliant game and overrated.
Yeah.
What's your worst
That
DLC
unfortunate
then?
position.
Yeah.
If you got a worst DLC,
I have
for
one.
things.
Totally forgotten now.
It's like because at the moment Evolve DLC has come out.
I'm thinking.
We've already
I
said
haven't
Horse
actually
Armor.
bought much DLC. I don't think in my life.
Because if you saw bad DLC, you wouldn't get
Yeah.
it, would you?
Evolve
Yeah.
DLC
Yeah.
does kind of suck. How much is it for the new 4 Hunters?
19.99, 4 Hunters, 1 Monster.
Yeah, that's expensive.
That's
It's a
crap.
game.
That's
You
terrible.
got 12
Fine,
Fine,
Hunters,
that.
See you later.
3 monsters, and then you get all the maps for £40.
Mm.
To charge half the price on top of that for not a lot more.
It still seems a bit ridiculous, though.
Yeah.
That still seems.
I think
overpriced.
DLC.
That is
If
overpriced.
it's worth it, you will pay for it.
Yeah, but I feel like with Evolve I'm not going to let them off, but they're releasing the most important DLC for free, the maps, all the maps.
Yeah, so
for
it
that
doesn't
game are free.
break the community.
Yeah.
Can I do a prediction of bad DLC?
Yes.
Destiny, because it
Oh,
was
Jesus,
yeah.
already
Yeah.
in existence.
Oh no, I've thought of my bad
It
one.
exists, so yeah.
Any Battlefield 4 DLC.
Battlefield Hardline
Is it?
is bad DLC.
Here's the same game with a different skin for another £45.
Yeah.
And the premium for another £40.
Battlefield Premium is such a joke.
We've made some bad decisions.
Yeah.
Person there has said, Last of Us overrated.
Shock.
Dude.
Well, I mean, look, it's a
The
brilliant-
gameplay is standard.
It's a brilliant
at
game, yeah,
best.
the gameplay
story
is
and
like
the graphics are
classic-
phenomenal. The music is phenomenal, but the game
It's
you walk around
standard-
holding ladders for
It's standard action adventure.
Yeah.
It doesn't innovate, and it's one of these games that swept the board with tens.
Yeah.
But actually, I feel like The Last of Us is more the best of a type of genre that's already been done to death, rather than a new explosion into something.
Agreed.
The thing is, yeah,
It's just very well written.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Last of Us came at the end of the generation as well, and
Yeah.
so it basically was this sum up of everything that those good games in that generation did, and so like 10 out of 10.
And it does look very good.
I don't. Yeah, it does. You're right. It does.
It's beautiful.
Whether it deserves a 10, because there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the gameplay.
Nope,
It's just,
nope,
it's
nope,
just,
nope.
and the
good.
multiplayer is very good.
Some of it feels like padding, like the
Yes,
ladder.
the ladder thing is rubbish.
Yeah.
That's So I feel The Last of Us is overrated. But.
Yeah, I agree it's overrated, but I would still give it like a 9.
Yeah,
It's still,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
still an
yeah.
amazing game.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Don't
probably
get us wrong. It's still very
the
very
best
good.
PS3 game by quite a distance.
Quite a distance.
But what else is there?
I'm
that's
sure
really
Metal
good?
Gear Solid 4 fan would
He hasn't
review.
played it, let's face
Oh,
it.
have you not played it?
Of course I fucking
Oh, right.
I got 10% of the trophies.
Ooh.
That's an achievement on that fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
MGS4
need to sit through 3 years of cutscenes to get through 10% of the trophies on MGS4.
MGS4's good, but it's definitely not one of the better.
It's no Last of Us.
I think it depends on what on.
There were others.
It's just that's personal preference.
Yeah.
To say The Last of Us is the best and not the best.
Uncharted 2 is very highly...
Uncharted 3 was also incredible. I personally love God of War 3.
God of War 3 is a good game.
I love that. You lent that to me. I
Yeah.
loved every minute.
That was incredible. But then I thought The Last of Us was incredible. This is a topic for another time.
Yeah.
The best
Most
PlayStation.
overrated games or most
Oh,
underrated
most
games.
overrated games. So many.
We'll do that another time. Do we want to do any more topics? Or
Or what?
are we going to...
Well,
Shall we do
take any
15
questions?
minutes?
Shall
Can
we
we
take
take-
any
Let's take it
questions?
to the half.
Shall we
Oh,
do
okay,
15
take
minutes?
the
So we
piss.
go for an hour and a half.
Okay, yeah.
minutes.
So do that 15
So-
minutes. Shall
Shall I do mine?
what?
My topic is...
Well, we not. Hang on. What about people might want to ask us stuff? We've only got 15 minutes. If we're I don't know
No
if they
one's
do.
asking
We'll
us
do
anything.
something, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, if they ask us something, we'll just answer it as we go.
okay, sorry.
So, I mean, my topic was, what are your favourite boss fights of all time?
Okay.
I've only got one that springs to mind, and it's the General Ram fight at the end of Gears of War 1.
General Ram is an incredible fight. It
I've-
sums up that whole game.
That fucking
It is,
troika.
it is incredible.
Yeah.
I did already say this to these guys before, but I'll say it again. It's a very personal one for me. At the end of Pokemon Crystal, when you fight Red on top of Mount Silver, I beat him the first time I ever beat him on my last Pokemon with 1 HP, and that was when I beat him, and that felt so epic. And the fact it's Red as well, it's basically Ash from the
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah.
It was
That
a
was
cool
amazing.
Suck
boss
it,
in the
nerd.
first.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
It was good, but I can appreciate that on the face of it, that's not one of the best.
But it's a
of all
great
time.
finish.
Yeah,
I love the Phantom Ganondorf
wait,
boss fight in Wind Waker.
in Wind Waker, do you?
I love that.
Interesting.
I didn't. Oh, hang on. That is
Phantom
good.
That's the one at the bottom of Forsaken Fortress,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Such a
that's
good
That was
fight.
good. It wasn't too difficult.
Wasn't
To be
no,
fair,
of course it
a
wasn't. But
lot of Nintendo bosses for like Mario
They're
and
not.
Zelda aren't necessarily difficult.
Mm.
But then I think this
Some
is
Zelda bosses
this is
are quite
yeah
good.
They don't
This
have
is-
to be difficult to be great
exactly.
fights.
That's what I was about to
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
That a lot of criteria comes into this topic. It's like Bennett said, his was very personal. I think that's what a lot of our best boss fights are going to
Yeah.
be. They're not necessarily amazing battles like you'd find in something like Bloodborne, but
Yeah.
they are. For me, it's probably fighting Bowser in Mario 64.
yeah,
Because that was it was so easy. He takes one
Yeah,
hit in the first
yeah.
two fights. But it was just an incredible fight. The music kicks in,
Yeah.
everything sets in as you land, he comes in and laughs at you and shit. You're like,
awesome.
"Ooh,
Yeah,
fuck
it's
you up."
awesome.
But another one, just this is not as high, but we discussed this a little bit earlier because you brought up Wind Waker, just
Yeah.
Helmarok King. He kidnapped your sister, and now you
Yeah.
get to smash his face in with a hammer. And it's just perfect.
That
It's
is
so good.
That is
It's
good.
so good.
Wind Waker comes up so much.
Yeah.
Probably more than it should, but brilliant game.
Yeah.
Not overrated at
Not
all.
overrated.
No, I don't think it's
I love that game.
underrated.
It's my,
maybe,
yeah,
Wind Waker.
it's my favourite Zelda game.
Yeah, it's my favourite Zelda game.
That's
Oh,
the
hell,
second
it's my
time.
favourite Zelda. Twilight Princess is close.
No, not for me.
Ocarina is also close.
Thank you. We are awesome. We've got
Oh.
a question.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The question is, what are your favourite games from Valve?
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, that's not
There's
even.
not even a...
Oh, actually,
and
no.
Portal.
Yeah,
I really
would
like
be
Counter
Portal.
Strike. I mean, that's a bit boring, but Counter Strike's really, really good.
Mine would be Portal.
Portal 2. I prefer Portal 2.
I don't,
well,
Yeah,
Left 4
Portal
Dead,
2,
Left
yeah.
4 Dead 2 then
Portal
for me.
2.
I don't know. I'm sure. I think I do have a Valve game somewhere. It's just I'm not sure what it is.
Half-Life 3. Oh my god.
I don't know what my. I don't think I can answer that.
I'm very excited for the Steam Machine, by the way.
Really?
Really?
Just on that. Yeah, I am. Because
Fucking
I think it's an extra little ingredient into the spice of video gaming life.
What, that tasteless ingredient that everyone forgets about?
Yeah,
That
because
overpriced.
it's no, it'll mix things up a bit.
Or
Steam-
you could have a computer and a controller that plugs in.
My all-time favourite game is Portal.
I think that's a fair shout.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
People do
Fair.
really like Portal.
Which was the one with Stephen? Do they both have Stephen Merchant?
What would you do with your spare time if there was no video game?
Video games. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably
be-
draw and write,
Probably-
like I do now.
Probably be
Just-
good at stuff.
yeah, have a career.
Have a
Well,
life.
Yeah.
Or
Mine's
sort
easy.
of
Mine would be
masturbate myself
mine would be
into a
coma.
coma. Probably.
I genuinely don't know what I do. Like,
Mine's music.
the amount of time
Mine's
I
just drawing and
spend
writing.
on video games.
Yeah.
I probably just sit and watch YouTube. To be honest, it's really bad.
Just these blank videos where there should have been a video game video and nothing's happening. Or
Let's
those big
face
YouTubers just sitting there like,
It would end up being something like watching anime and stuff like that. Which I know some of us do anyway.
I'd
It's just-
watch far more films and be an even more boring person.
I'd
than I
probably
am right
watch
now.
more films
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I would watch more films.
I know, I tell you what I
read
do.
some
I'm
books.
into
I tell you
football.
what I
Maybe
do.
I'd play football. I might have been more fit.
You couldn't be an armchair manager either because Football Manager wouldn't
Yeah,
exist.
Football Manager.
I know. I tell you what I'd do. I'd spend even more of my money than I used to on Warhammer. That is what I'd fucking
Yeah, that is that.
That might be
Pokemon
upside,
cards?
isn't it?
Yeah, card games.
Card games.
Oh, yeah.
do. Yeah, but video gaming is pretty expensive.
Yeah, true.
Think about it, every time you want to fix, that's 40, 50 quid gone, and I want a lot of fixes.
Yeah. All the good hobbies are
It would,
expensive.
be bad. It would suck if there were no video games.
Yeah.
I'd probably just watch films and write. Ha 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 ha.
That's what you've done. You only just started playing video games, really, didn't you?
No, I've played video games for a while, but you know, I've had.
You didn't play them though.
But by your emphasis on play, then no, I didn't. But I did play them.
That's becoming a highlight, by the way, guys.
But you didn't play them though. What's
but-
favourite artist?
What do you mean, artists?
Like,
I'm assuming, music.
Well, he said this can
In
include soundtracks
in
as well.
games, or just
Yeah,
The
is that
Smash Bros.
game-
soundtrack's very good.
The Smash, yeah, but that's just an accumulation of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
No,
But technically, the Smash Bros. Soundtrack is an incredible achievement.
well, fair enough. My favourite artist
Mario
is
Galaxy soundtrack.
Yeah.
Wind Waker.
Avenged
We actually
Metal
did
Gear Solid soundtracks
we
are
did, we
actually
did our
really good.
favourite. If
Yeah,
you're
they-
asking about music in video games, we
I love
actually
the Bloodborne music.
did on a past
It
podcast
was
our
the
favourite music.
Was it the
It was
first
the one I
Yeah.
was hearing.
Oh,
So-
second one.
second
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah, that's my top. That's my
Yeah,
subject.
we have done that.
Yeah, my favourite artist though is Avenged Sevenfold. There we go.
just before I
Oh.
forget, could I just say my favourite boss fights?
Oh,
shit,
sorry.
man.
Oh no!
Well, I
It's
think
too late now.
all of the Gears boss fights are good.
Yeah.
General Ram, Scorch, and the Queen.
Queen Mirror.
Yeah, I think they're all brilliant. I think Ram is probably the best.
Mm.
Then probably
If you owned an Xbox 360 in those early days, like triumphing over RAM was your testament to.
Yeah,
I was
well,
very
I have to
proud
say,
of myself when I
interestingly,
did
that's something that Gears of War have done better than Halo, in my opinion.
What's that? Boss battles.
boss fights
Oh,
in Halo
yeah.
are crap.
Yeah.
Halo 3's last boss is Guilty Spark.
There is that level which is pretty cool at the end of the Halo 3 where you're
But it's not a
driving
boss
war.
That's
fight.
cool.
Yeah, it's not a boss.
But it's not a boss fight.
He kills Johnson. That little thing.
I actually kind of like Oracle, but he's not a good boss fight, and I wouldn't try and stand up for that.
Whereas Ram, he murders your superior officer
Yeah.
straight away. It's like shit is on when you come to fight him.
I did like with RAM how, however, there was just that tactic that was birthed from spam the talk, both spam the long shot, spam the talk. As soon as he gets near, it's like, bah!
Run away,
to the other
carry
side.
on.
Yeah.
When I first fought him, I kept trying to run to the turret, but then
Oh,
I'd always
Tom.
get killed by
Of
Krill.
course you
it's
did.
so.
Of course you did.
No, but defeating him was a proud moment because that was a tough game when I first played it.
Well, it was tough if you
But-
whacked it. And was it insane? They called
Insane,
that hard as well?
yeah.
But I remember there was a story that didn't you get stuck on the first
The Berserker.
Berserker?
That's a fabrication. I didn't
It's
get.
the same as Max's story that you got
Yeah,
scared by Chimera on Resistance.
yeah. It's not true.
No, because I thought I really liked that the Berserkers were cool. I don't think they were too difficult to fight.
We
I
didn't
really-
fight
You
them,
just
did
jump
you?
out of the way, yeah.
Yeah,
They're sort of.
they were kind of cool.
You
not-
got to avoid them and attack.
You
And
run
then the
away.
hammer.
That's the nature.
Gears of War had really awesome enemy design, actually.
Yeah, it was good.
They got a bit stupid in 3.
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
You know, when they got all infected.
Lambent
thought it was cool.
wretches.
It was cool, but it just I think I just preferred the Locust.
Yeah,
Just,
I preferred that as well.
I guess, but it turned what was a fairly middling story into a semi-interesting one, having a third party.
yeah, it did do.
Yeah.
It left us actually wondering.
Anything,
shit, how's it going
anything
down?
other than Dom and his wife.
Dom.
Yeah, Christ. Well, oh,
I can't read. Oh no, in video games.
Do you find sidekicks annoying?
Depends on the
Well, yeah, it
sidekick.
depends. Oh, the Ellie in The Last of Us, absolutely not. No, I do not find her annoying.
No, Ellie's incredible. Just speaking about Gears of War, though.
Navi annoys me though.
Whenever,
Navi, yeah.
listen,
Hey, yeah.
just this ties nicely into Gears actually, because every time you played Gears on your own with Dom as your sidekick, the Ram fight, you just run straight into it
Yeah.
without fail.
Oh, and
every
get
fight.
killed, yeah.
Actually, this is another kind of. If you think back to what we were saying about Wind Waker, one of the things that did so well. Like if you compare it to Ocarina of Time, hey, listen, compare it to Twilight Princess, that Midna was quite annoying.
Yeah,
King of Red Lions is really cool.
yeah, he is.
King
Cool.
of England,
Really
yeah,
cool,
not
and he
awesome.
genuinely helps you
Not a
because
whiny
you
little
sail,
bitch.
yeah, because you sail across the sea, and he turns out to be the king. Spoilers.
Well, if you don't know that by now,
Yeah.
what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, so he was cool. He was a good sidekick. But some sidekicks are annoying, others are good.
Yeah.
But Ellie is the heart of the story.
Ellie's really
Last
good.
of Us.
Ellie's a good
Yeah.
one. Because she's not one that you have to constantly protect as well.
Yeah, I hate it in games where they've coded it such that your teammate or psychic, they're just fucking suicidal.
Yeah.
And the worst ones are the ones where you have to pick them up again. Can't deal with that shit.
yeah.
Well, that's pretty much it for today's podcast. I think we had quite a few new followers, however, and I'll read them out. Does it start where you haven't actually pressed
Yeah,
the
yeah.
email? Okay, cool. So, thanks to all you guys who followed us: Super Fairy Animal, Large Dicked 420, Midnight Turbo, Lady a Star, and Beating a Hoe. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for following us.
To answer your question, a real username, there's a bit in Gears of War 1 where they've put the fucking
Yeah,
save
the
point in the
checkpoint
wrong
just before the pumping station.
with all the Theron guards. On Insane.
Oh yeah.
Every time you have to hear Cole say something, that's a lot.
No, that's yeah.
Yeah.
I got stuck on that for so long.
How much do you think is in there? I can't count that high.
I'm not going to
You'll
mention
never-
my.
You've done that bit way too many times, haven't you?
I'm not going to mention my current gaming woes. So
What about Fire Emblem? No,
Yeah.
don't.
that's not.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us on the 8th episode of 8-Brit Game Chat, the first one with everyone here.
Probably
Thank
last.
you. Yeah, probably last.
Till summer.
Well, you're not coming back.
Ever.
Well, one day, what, have I been a disaster? I'll be here in summer.
No, you're fine.
Oh. Bye, guy.
No, we can't have this. We want a debate.
Yeah, no, yeah. There will be a debate between these two to see.
At some point.
Mano, oh mano.
Can
you not-
With a moderator.
I'll be the moderator, that's cool.
Okay.
Can you get like quite old and a beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Dimbleby.
But yeah, thanks for joining us. As always, thanks for the support. We are 8-Brit Gaming. I'm Tom Powter, Javid Rahman, Adam Bennett, Tom Roach, and Matt Stevens. But yeah, we'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye.
Bye.
Ta-ra.